Hey everybody, this is Cindy over at paper.old.new. Welcome to my channel. I'm glad you stopped by to spend some time with me. I am doing Roxy's Weekly Challenge, week 35, but this has kind of got my own little spin to it, I guess, because this is also going to be a using 12 by 12 paper video. I've been wanting to do these on my 12 by 12 series, so because they are an accordion type of a thing, we're going to do them on here. Now, the original one, I wanted to get it and show you. Hold on, let me see if I can find it quick. Okay, no, here it is. All right, so the original one that I was going to do, and I have modified it for this particular thing. I saw this, so it's an accordion like this, right? It's got the little, but this is narrow. This is only 2 inches wide. And then it's got a pocket, and on this one it's got a tuck. Okay, and this is 8 inches high. So basically the 4-inch strip that you cut off, and you'll see this because we're going to do this. You cut a 4-inch strip off and you fold a piece up. You get this and this from your 4-inch strip. Okay, we're going to do that a little differently for these because we're making them journaling spaces. And see, I did a few of them. There's one. You have a pocket here. I guess it would go that way. You have a pocket here. You have a fold out area, which I would put some, coffee dyed paper here or something. And then on the back, and here's the tuck, right? So I did a bunch of these, and I've been wanting to come on and show you guys these as a 12 by 12. And what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the modification that I did for Rachel's challenge. And that will be this one where I didn't fold this as narrow. And I used my 4-inch strip as a cover. So it makes a little booklet kind of. All right. And with this one, you can either glue this in and have it open up, or you can clip it in, right? So let me show you how I did this. And I've started with some things I might want to decorate this one with. So I'm going to set this one off to the side and hopefully we'll get a chance to decorate some. As you can see, I've been cutting and punching and doing all kinds of things with things. So let me get this out of the way. I also got very ambitious. So I have several pieces of 12 by 12 paper here. We'll see how many we do. It's always a little worrisome when I grab too many. I do think I want to start with these though. Okay, so we have this. I like this paper. Okay, so this is all double-sided. All right, and basically what we're going to do is I'm going to get my scoreboard. I'm going to move this ribbon sideways. Okay, and we're going to score this at 4 inches, right? That's what I said. So we're going to go 4 this way, like that. And then I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to do 4. I'm going to turn it 90 degrees, and I'm going to do 4 this way. Okay? Crisscrossing. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe you can see it better that way. So you've got a score there and a score there. And then what we're going to do is, before we do any more of the scoring, is we're going to cut our 4-inch strip off. We're going to make this the bottom. So my pocket's going to be on this side this time. I'm trying to decide what I want to cover up. I like the paisleys. I think I'm going to cover them up though. Okay, so what I'm going to need is, because I need to start and stop my cutting at specific spots, I always use my knife because the rolling thing doesn't work. I'm also going to flip this over because I can see the raised I can see the raised one better than I can see the dipped in one. Okay, so where these two lines intersect, you're going to cut down. Right? Okay. And then if you turn it this way, you're going to cut this strip off. See, I said that, and now I can't see it. So we're going to have to line it up on a line. That is the only thing about top-down light. Top-down light fills in all the shadows. So when there's like a valley or something that I'm trying to see, I can't. Okay. And we're only going to go to here because I only want to take out this rectangle. Okay. Some of you may have seen these done. I got this from, I didn't actually see anybody make these. I was watching Marcy at Creators Call back when she was doing her, back when she was doing her idea books. She was organizing her idea books, and she pulled one of these out of one, and she kind of unfolded it and flipped it around, and so I saw it, and I was like, that's really cool, and I went and tried to figure out how to make one. And so I just kind of did it of my own accord. I'm going to turn this over. No, I'm not. We're just going to have to wing it. Okay, so what you should have here, because that's not lining up right on the 8, which is bothering me and telling me that this isn't actually 12 by 12 paper. What you should have here is, you took off 4, so you should have 8 inches here. All right, so you did 4 inches for the piece that you're taking off and the little pocket flip up. Now you're going to count over 3, and because of the way I have this turned, for me 3 inches is going to be down from the 8, so we're going to go to the 5. And I'm going to score it here, and then I'm going to score again at the 2. Okay, my 2 is going to be a tuck. And I'll show you what I mean in just a second. Let's do some folding, shall we? So this is my pocket. We just fold this piece up and we get our pocket. Assuming I can get it to fold properly. Okay. And you can decide, now this is when you have to decide which way you want this, because obviously I can then turn it over and I can put my pocket that way and I can have this be the inside. However, because of the way I did this, the inside is where I put the coffee dyed paper. Now that doesn't have to be, I mean, you can put the coffee dyed paper on the outside or flip it around or whatever. So you have to decide which way you want to do this. I'm actually kind of thinking about doing it the other way, but I don't know. Because I like this. I don't know. All right. So then we fold at all of our folds, okay? I know that sounded brilliant. Fold at our folds. Make sure this fold is staying folded where it's supposed to be. And then we're going to fold this up here. That is not straight. I'm trying to fold straight with the uncut edge because the bottom edge looks like it's going to need some trimming. So we're going to try and keep it straight with this edge, and then I'll trim the bottom straight. Okay, and then we're going to fold back onto this one, or you can do it this way. So we're going to fold this one straight. You guys all know how to fold an accordion, right? And then you're going to fold this one. So it makes an accordion. And it's going to end, it's going to have a 4-inch panel. It's going to have 2 2-inch panels, and then it's going to have a little 2 3-inch panels, and it's going to have a little 2-inch panel. Okay. Now, depending on how you've set this up and how you want to make this be, I'm going to I always put my pocket on the inside, no matter which way I've decided to do it. Okay. And I'm just going to make sure that's folded. Am I being confusing? I'm really sorry, guys. We'll make another one and I won't be so confusing. So this is our thing. And then we're just going to take this, and because I want it to stand out, I'm going to flip this way, right? And I'm going to glue it onto here, like that. All right. I have excess at the bottom because I cut on this is my score line, and I cut on the other side of the score line, so I have a big wide piece there. But we are going to glue this down on here, but only on our... Oh, wait, I want to notch it. Almost forgot. Okay, I'm going to notch it, and then we're going to glue it. It's been a heck of a weekend, guys. I am so tired. We've had early doctor's appointments, and I mean, just all kinds of stuff going on. It's been crazy. Let me see. I want to do it this way. All right. And I just need to make sure I glue on this side of the score line. So we're going to do this. And while this one dries before we mess with it, I'll do another one, and hopefully I won't be so confusing. So this is just getting glued as a tuck. So you're going around your three sides like you normally would. I'm going to go on this side of the score line so I can trim that when we're done. And then we're looking at it going like this. So I'm going to line this end up with the edge. And we're just going to put that down. Right? Hopefully I don't have too much to cut off there, but that looks like a really, really weird swath that I'm going to be cutting. Okay, so then what you end up with is a little book, okay, with an accordion flip out, like she was making. When I saw the accordion flip out and the way she was doing it, because she took a strip and then glued an accordion inside it. And I was like, well, what if I just do it with 12 by 12 paper and do those things I was doing? And I modified this so that you'd have, you know, your writing room or whatever. And I love it. And actually, if you wanted to, because of the nature of this paper, you could write on there. I mean, I feel like you could write on there with a dark pen. Okay. I'm going to clip this. Try and get that piece of, and I want to I actually wanted to round the corners of that tuck and I didn't do it. I'm going to round these top corners like that. Okay. And then we're going to glue this pocket shut. And we'll do another one quick. They don't actually take this long. I just really flubbed this explanation. So hopefully it won't be quite so hard to explain at this time and everything will be fine. All right. Okay. And then I will trim that off in just a minute. Okay, let's do, that's kind of a similar pattern. Let's do this one. I really like this one. Okay, so basically what you do is you score at 4 inches, turn it 90 degrees, and score at 4 inches again. Okay. Now we're going to put the scoreboard off to the side for just a second while we do our cuts. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down the bottom part of this score line. So I want to cut this rectangle off. So I'm going to cut right at the intersection down the score line. Now this piece has to fold up for a pocket. So I'm cutting to the pocket side of the score line, so that when I cut this off, it doesn't interfere. Hopefully it doesn't interfere with the fold because it's cut to this side of the score line. Okay? If that makes sense. Does that make sense? I don't want to mess it up again. Okay, and then we're going to turn it 90 degrees just because it's easier for me to cut up and down than it is for me to cut sideways. Anybody else? I don't know. Okay, and this time we're going to cut I think I'm going to cut right down the middle of the score line. Well, maybe. Why is that not? On my scoreboard, this paper looks like it's 12 inches. On my ruler mat here, it's not. Okay, so we're going to cut this right at the 4. And I'm actually going to go right down the middle of the score line here for this. And we'll see how that falls. Because this does, I don't have to worry about this part interfering with a fold. So I just want to take it off. Okay, and remember, we're saving this for our cover. The other part of our cover. Now this one, when you fold it, shouldn't interfere with this fold line. Okay, so you fold it up and you should be good. Now we're going to put this back on here. And we're going to score it. It was scored at 4, so we're going to score it at 7. And then we're going to score it at 10. Okay? And we'll put the scoreboard off to the side again. All right. Okay, and then we're going to do our fold. So I'm going to fold this in. I'm going to fold this back. Just make sure everything's straight and you should be fine. We're going to fold that up. Okay? And that's our accordion. Now, this time I'm going to remember to clip these corners. I like the rounded top corners on the tucks and the pockets. Not a big round, just the tiny one. So I do that, and then we're going to clip the tuck. And then we're going to glue down our cover. So this is going to go this way. Okay? Why is it too long? Well, never mind. We already figured out this paper isn't actually 12-inch square. So maybe it's 12-inch on one side, not on the other. Which just means, once again, I'll need to trim it. Let me see how tall. Let me see if this is actually 8 inches tall. If you're using a 12 by 12 piece of paper, this piece should come out so that it fits on here exactly. But apparently, mine is slightly off. So what we're going to do is we're going to trim it just at the line and I'll hope that evens it up. And that way I can just glue it down on its edges. I don't have to worry about guessing where the overhang is. There we go. Dropped my little score knife. Okay, now we're going to glue this. Now, I happen to be using double-sided scrapbook paper. I feel like for these 12 by 12 things where you can see both sides of your paper in the project, this one is geared toward double-sided paper. It doesn't have to be double-sided. A lot of these projects where you were going to be able to see, if you go back and look at this series for using up 12 by 12 paper, you'll note that a lot of my projects where, sorry, I'm trying to do this. It's pattern to pattern. A lot of my projects where I do these kinds of things where both sides of your scrapbook paper are visible, if I had a piece of scrapbook paper that was one-sided, typically what I did was I coffee dyed it, or I did something to the back side, stamped all over it, stenciled all over it, something to decorate it and make it. It still doesn't fit. I don't understand this paper. I like this paper. I just don't understand why it's not lining up properly. It's probably something I'm doing wrong, but I don't know what it is. Okay. So there we have that, and let's clip our pocket. I'm working in small space again, guys. I keep cluttering up my area, and I think a lot of people work in cluttered space. Like the surrounding area where you can't see. Okay. So that's that, and we'll glue this pocket down, and then we'll have another one done. And I admit that I have an idea about how I want to decorate these particular ones, but I don't have things exactly picked out, so it may be a case of us fumbling through some things and auditioning some things and seeing what looks good. But decorating's the fun part, guys, right? Okay, so that's another little booklet. And again, as with anything, depending on which pattern you like or which way you want to turn it, if you don't mind the pocket being on the outside once you put it together and you decide, hey, you know what, I'd really like it to go this way, then you could, you know, reverse your folds and however you want. I like it this way. I think this green is something that's light enough to write on. So I don't know that I will do like I did with this one. This one was darker. So I put coffee dyed paper on it. And this coffee dyed paper, I will more than likely decorate some. Like with stencils, and I might stick a piece of washi tape down the middle here, or it's got a wrinkle in it because of the fold. So I don't know, we'll see. Or maybe I'll just ink down the middle and all around the edges so it just looks... This one needs trimmed, so let's do that real quick, and then we'll see about decorating two, and then maybe I'll make another one, and we'll see how far we get going back and forth like that. Let's just see. Because I know sometimes I do this, and then I don't get to the decorating part, and we don't get anything fun. We don't get to do the fun part. That just seems kind of unfair. I'm going to move this over to the 18. Make sure it's straight. Sometimes, guys. Sometimes. And I'm going to cut it off. It's obvious it's not cut straight. I mean, not even close. And I think I just cut the bottom of my pocket. I think I might have just cut this open. I did. I cut the fold off. So now we have a bottomless pocket. I suppose there's a couple ways you could do this. If with your decorating, you had something you wanted to fold around here. I'm just going to glue this shut because I don't actually know how I'm going to decorate this yet. So we're just going to glue this shut. But if you had like an idea of what you wanted to do, you could fold a piece of paper around there with some sort of decorative trim or something on it, and or a piece of washi maybe, fold it around there and close up the bottom, you know, or you just make it straight the first time and then you don't have to cut your fold open. That would work too. Okay, so that one's glued shut. And there we have another one. And I really like the way these turn out, and I like the idea of them as little journaling spots. The other thing I was thinking that you could do is make a little, if you wanted to, you could put a little tie on them, and then if you glued this in, you could tie it shut. If in lieu of that, you could make this a second tuck. So like if you glue this in, you get a double layer tuck, right? Okay. So that's probably what I'll do with some of mine because I didn't put the pocket on the back. Okay, let's pull the birds down. See, what I was talking about was I have, not the blue jay, I have this guy and this guy. This was a picture of the same bird in the book, but it was on the edge of the page, like in the spine. So I couldn't get his tail on both of them. And I wanted to put him on the tuck and then maybe put him on the front like that. So he's in here but twice. What do you guys think? I like him. I just have to figure out what else to put with him. So, here we go off into hunting land. Not that. I did get some boxes of stuff. Let me see what we have that we can put with him. I don't know. It should probably be light rather than dark. Yeah? Ooh, look, a shirt. Fun, fun, fun. I have several. Oh, I brought a whole bunch of this stuff out here to have some labels and things to put with these guys. Whatever goes on there is going to have to be long and narrow. But what goes on here isn't. Should I put him on that side of it or this side of it? I like him on the other side better. I'm using him to break up one of the, well, actually two of the straight edges because the top and the side. But I like him against that background. Yeah? Okay, now for you, I feel like that needs to be long and tall. Not that. I don't know how I'm going to do this guy. Let's worry about this guy first. Let me get my ink. I definitely want to put this down. I'm really going to try not to like overdo the hemming and hawing, but I can't make tons of promises just because it's the nature of the way I am with this stuff. I overthink. Isn't that what they call it? Overthinking. I overthink everything. I tried really hard to gather stuff before I came on. Like I picked out the papers first and I gave myself an idea of what I wanted to use. I know how I am, so if I don't give myself at least a direction, oh Lord, I could be down here decorating one of these for like 2 hours. I'm not even exaggerating. So to avoid my videos being 2 hours because of the decorating, and to still be able to do the decorating, because I know that's like the fun part, right? Okay. I know I want him on there. I just don't know if that's all I want in there. Okay. All right, I wandered off into my lacy trims. So I'm wondering if I should put, like, when this is closed like that. Does that look weird now? Oh. Oh, guys. My hot glue gun plugged in? It is. It's probably been plugged in for days. Just because I've been so busy this week, I haven't been down here, and I think I left it plugged in. So, it's going to be all kind of, yeah. It's like all tea colored. I don't know how far out you have to be or how much glue you have to use for it to stop being tea colored. Okay. I broke into my trims, and once I broke into my trims, that was all she wrote. I love putting this stuff on everything. My trims and my ribbons and stuff, I'm constantly trying to find ways to layer them and put them on things, and I love it. I can't. Wait, what did I do with the end of this? Tucked it up under there. And I'll layer, although that might be a little too wide because it covers up the other one a lot. And this isn't long enough. I'm not going to do that. I might not need to layer, but I always like to look. I have some crocheted lace here. I love crocheted lace. I don't always know where to use it, but I love it. That's not a good place to use it. Okay. Let me see. I could put blue. No. He's not blue, so I don't want to go way outside the color zone. I have some things in here that aren't ribbon and they're in my way, so I might have to pull them out for a moment. That's a doily. See? I have this. That's quite nice. Yeah? Or something small like this. It's got kind of a tattered spot. It's also got a I don't want to unfold and lay flat spot. I would like the scallops to, there we go. And after all that, do I like it? I do. I just don't think hot glue is what I'm going to be able to use to put it down. I think I'm going to have to use this, and I think we're going to have to do this very carefully. I'm going to try and put a nice thick string right along the seam. Okay, and then we're going to lay this down in it. Oh, I need to get my little glue thingy. See guys, I always get overambitious. And I lost my scissors. It's because I buried them. You know where I buried them? Under the scoreboard. I can feel the glue coming through the lace all over my fingers. I can feel it. Oh no. I pulled it. Great. It doesn't go all the way to the top now. I pulled it when I was cutting it, and now there's a gap. Okay. We've got him that's going to go on there like that, with maybe something up here in the corner. I've got something like that. Like a specimen number kind of a thing. This one's red. How about that? Yeah, that'll work. Okay, and then the other thing I was thinking was, I don't want it to have a word, but I have these little tabs. And I thought one of those would be fun. Right on there, like that. And then on the inside, it has that, but I can cover that up. All right, so we're gonna do that. Okay, so let's glue all our stuff down. So, is anybody, I watched Rachel's video on this. Has anybody else done this one? I'm still, you know, a little behind as far as getting them done. I mean, I know there's no time limit on them because I see people who do some of them and then they don't come back and do them again for a while. And, you know, I know it's not like a race or if there's time or anything like that, but I have been keeping up pretty good. I've been keeping up pretty good, trying not to get too far behind. I don't know if anybody remembers me saying it at the beginning of this year. This was my ephemera building year. So a lot of these things I did to learn, you know, ephemera techniques and cool ideas and stuff like that. So I've been doing that and getting a lot done, which is also why there haven't been a lot of journals. I mean, I did the sunflower journals. I haven't done a lot of journals this year. I'm hoping that will change next year. I am working on several, if you guys are following my Pick a Project series. But they're not necessarily my priority just because, like I said, I'm trying to get more into this ephemera building and stuff like that. All right. I like the way that turned out. Yay. Okay, and then we're going to glue this on. So it's going to go... It's going to go right on here. I want to line it up where I want it on the front, and then I can put it... I can flip it over and put glue on it on the back. Oops. Okay. And then the idea behind this would be, like, if you could take some... I don't know if this is going to work. We're going to experiment, guys. Ready? I like experimenting. Not really, huh? Maybe if I use a brush, now that I've already got that down there and it's looking kind of messy. I'm probably going to end up with just a brown streak up the side of my paper. Well, kind of worked. Not really. It's worth a shot, I suppose. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't have to cover it up. Did you see that? I tried to do it through the lace, but because the lace moves, it's really hard to hold it still. It didn't really work all that well. So, might not be something I do. Maybe I'll just glue this down here. All right, let's stop doing that. I don't know that I'm going to decorate the inside. I know that I want to put that... Uh-oh, I lost him. That's not good. I lost my little birdie. Oh, guys, I'm a mess. Okay. Anyway, on to more important things. Like my thoughts for these. Now, I was upstairs doing cutouts, and I did some of the most adorable. Like her. She's probably not going to fit anywhere because she's too... I mean, I could cut some of her suitcases off and she would fit. Is she not the cutest thing? Do you not just love her? I think that's where I would want to put her. Unless I wanted to put her back here. I don't know that I would put her on the cover. I want something bigger for the cover. This is my bag of Mother Goose. Look at that. Guys, look at her. Isn't she with her little hands on her hips? I will say this. There is stuff in there, and I don't know about... Her arms are kind of thick to do that cut trick. You know, where you... cut the piece. You guys know what I'm talking about. I've also got these. Look at this. Look at them. Do you not love them? I love them. Look at her and her pouring tea. Oh, they're so cute. I don't know how to pick. So I'm trying to wander through here and see which ones I can come up with. Look at her. Actually, I don't know that I would use her just because I don't think that the colors go. But I would use them. I just need something for them to sit on. Okay. Maybe Little Miss Contrary here. Wait. Which is the front? That's the front. Could she go on the Paisleys? Maybe. And her colors go better with that one. I still want to put this young lady in here on this pocket. So we might have to trim up her hat a little bit. Which might mean taking this off of here and then putting a flower on or something. I'll just add a flower to her hat. I don't know if you can hear the ruckus upstairs. The ruckus upstairs would be, it is Saturday afternoon, evening, and people are watching football upstairs. So, okay. So we're going to put her on here, but we need something behind her. But they need something to kind of pop them off the page a little bit. This is, I have a thought in my head, but I don't know. Actually, I tucked some material in here. I'm pretty sure this is the bag that has material in it. Yeah, I have some material in here. Not that. Not that. None of them go. I need them to pop off. Let's ink. Especially up around his peacock feather. Let's ink down this lighter side of her, so hopefully that will help with the popping off the page. And the kitty cat's going to get muddy paws. And then what I need is something along the bottom for them to sit on, stand on, whatever. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm in the scrap box, guys. I'm actually looking for something specific. Aha. I want some music. Okay. I think I want to put some music on here. I do have other book page I can use. Like this is, what do you call it? Dictionary. I know you're looking at it going, it's dictionary page, Cindy. It's dictionary page. This is Hebrew dictionary. I could use that. It's kind of neat. I do want to use some music, but I'm thinking I might use some of this to put them on. Maybe if I glue them on here and then tear them out. But there still needs to be something for them to stand on. So I'm going to glue them on here after I layer some music. Let's see how straight I can tear this across here. I think this might have to be our last one, guys. I mean, I don't think I've done a lot that's going to get edited out of here, and this is getting up there in time. I know, I'm always talking about time. It's not intentional, it's just, well, not to mention, I mean, I feel like sometimes you just don't have time to sit down and watch a video that's an hour and a half long, so. Although I suppose you can just fast forward to the parts that you want to see. All right, I'm going to glue that on there. I should probably use glue stick, but in the interest of it's not out here and I don't have book page or space, we're just going to do this real quick. Okay, so we're going to glue this down here. And I think I need another piece right about I know fussy tearing is going to be hard once I get fabric glue on here, but I'll fussy tear everywhere except for the fabric. And then I'll just have to do it the old-fashioned way. All right? This was one of those try and do something fast without thinking too hard. Because I'm trying. That's actually something I'm trying to practice, is not overthinking this stuff. So it's not like I'm necessarily rushing myself so much as I'm just trying to learn to make quicker decisions. Does that make sense? Maybe. Okay, so he's going to stand there and she's going to stand on the music. And then, what if I only do... All right, you ready? I don't know how this is going to go. So we're going to glue all of Daddy, right? And all of the little girl and the cat down here at the bottom. And then we're going to glue about half of Mommy. Like that. And the idea being that maybe I don't tear first of all, we're going to tear it like this because it's I know the tattered edge and all that, but I can't. And most likely I'll end up cutting that. Now for this side, we're going to go like that, so that she's not necessarily on the book page. Okay, and then we're going to ink. I am making a huge mess. Can you guys see me making this mess? No, I'm constantly doing this, and then I can't find anything, and then I wonder why it takes me so damn long to do anything other than my overthinking. Okay, so we're going to ink this edge on here. And then they'll go on here like this. Minus this bottom part. I don't want this down here. We want the music at the bottom. And we're going to cut these sides so they're a little less square, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. If the ribbon goes from one, does it go from one side to the other? It does not. Okay. Oh, I don't want to. And I want this gone. Okay. And then I think we'll cut this off, first of all, because it's not sitting straight. Uh-oh. There's paper back there I didn't cut that I don't want showing. Okay. Okay. I think we're going to glue this whole thing down on here. And it's going to need, let me get this out of the way. I'm going to need there we go. Okay. Decision made. All right, let's glue this down. All right, guys, and as much of a mess as this was, I hope you understood in the beginning how I made these. I hope I didn't confuse like the whole process too much. They're not actually that hard, but I don't know how well I explained it. But hopefully watching me and seeing me do a couple of them, even if my explanation was overly complicated, you got the idea. I'm probably just going to decorate the fronts of these two. I know I always get really overambitious. But you know me, I'm always like pushing the envelope. One more, we can do one more. Yeah, well, sometimes that's not always the case. But I really like how this one turned out. So there's that. And is that not adorable? I love it. Okay, and you can read, The Family is the Country of the Heart. And it's by Giuseppe Mance is the last name, but it got covered up by the mom. So The insides of these will need to be decorated. I don't know that I'm going to do anything as far as gluing coffee dye paper or anything in here because I think this is light enough to write on. I am still considering putting her in here though. I love her on there. It will just be a matter of getting, actually I could just cut it off at the umbrella. It will just be a matter of getting something to go behind her because I don't think I'm just going to glue her straight on there like that. And to tie it into the front, I very well may bring, at the very least, I'll probably put music page down along the bottom. To tie the front in, and then she'll go on there like that. And I think that is adorable, and I love this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys will definitely give these a try. Not only Rachel's version, but maybe you've got some 12 by 12 paper and you know, you want to give these accordions a try. This is a different way to do it. I hope you liked it, and I will see you in week 36 and over at the Using Up Your 12 by 12 paper series. Come back and see me, guys. Bye-bye.